I don't think people understand how hard it is for people transitioning out of care, because even if you've been out of care for 10, 15 years, you're still feeling the repercussions of the abuse, the neglect, the trauma. Um, I used to have really bad nightmares growing up as a child because of all the things that I kind of dealt with, and I think I was a little smarter than they thought I was.
What I wanted to move to too, Theresa, is like that piece that we call in Australia, like we call it transitioning from care, moving from, foster care. What did that look like for you, and what age and situation, and how did that look?
So I mean, I graduated high school. I was really happy about that. But I did not live in a standard home when it was like my senior year of high school. I actually was living with a boyfriend
Yep.
from high school. His mom was super nice and kind of knew what the situation was at my house. So she offered me a bedroom, and I stayed there for, I think it was a little over a year, graduated high school, and at that point, I didn't have a car. My adopted parents, when I did live at home, they wouldn't allow me to get my permit. I wasn't allowed to go to college. I I pretty much just was there for them, to kind of take care of the household, take care of the siblings. So when I kind of caught wind of that and I left, a whole new world opened up for me. It was very overwhelming. I felt like I had so much at my fingertips, but I couldn't access any of it, if that makes sense. Um, like everything was within reach, but it was so far away, and I felt kind of stuck for a long time. It was hard for me to transition out of care because that's all that I knew. And my mentality as a person was way different than other people, I feel. I did certain things because I was acting on my emotions, or um, I wouldn't get close to somebody because I felt like it wasn't right, or I didn't trust them, or, whatever it may be, whatever I was going through at the time. But something changed inside of me where I said, I cannot be the victim forever. Like, I'm not gonna be the victim, and I need to do something with my life. So that's when I started community college. I started working on my degree. I worked two jobs to try to save up enough money for my own car. I saved up enough money for my own car, and I paid the auto insurance on it for like 2 years. It was so expensive because I didn't have anybody helping me. So it was a lot of work. I worked two jobs for close to 10 years, waitressing. I worked at a Rite Aid pharmacy. It's like a pharmacy in our area. Um, and then eventually got to the point where I did not want to do that anymore. So I started college, and yeah, a lot of enlightenment on my part. It was hard. It was really a struggle to motivate myself,
Yeah.
um, because nobody else was doing it for me. So I didn't have the support system to kind of push me along and say, you need to go to class, you need to do this, you need to, I didn't have any of that. It was just basically myself pushing myself to get to a better place. So it felt never ending. I just remember seeing in my brain like all of these things spinning and spinning and spinning, and all of them just getting flung because I felt like I wasn't doing enough, and I was just getting flung out of my life, and I was like, where are you going? Like, I want these things. Like, I want to be happy, and I want to receive love, and I want to heal.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, once I graduated hygiene school and went through all that with my dad, I felt more secure in myself, I guess. Getting better. I'm definitely not 100%, but it's always going to be, I have to work on it every day. Like, I cannot stop working on myself, because if I do, like, it's all that work that I put in is going to go out the window. And I don't think people understand how hard it is for people transitioning out of care, because even if you've been out of care for 10, 15 years, you're still feeling the repercussions of the abuse, the neglect, the trauma. Um, I used to have really bad nightmares growing up as a child because of all the things that I kind of dealt with, and I think I was a little smarter than they thought I was. So like I definitely took a lot of the information and knew what it was, as opposed to, them thinking, oh, this young girl, she doesn't know anything. Like, let's just do what we want. And, she's not going to know the difference. I did know the difference. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody goes at their own pace and everybody's journey is different. So, my journey is definitely settling down. The dust is settling, and I'm kind of going into this new chapter of becoming a wife and hopefully a mother at some point, and just being in the place where I thought I never would be, ever. It's kind of crazy, like sitting here right now talking about this stuff. Um, I never would have thought that I would be in this position ever, ever.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is wild. And
So
actually
good.
seeing and hearing yourself talk about it and your dreams and your aspirations and just how far you've come and what
Yeah.
you're doing now.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel like proud of yourself, Theresa? Like just like the work that you've had to do to get to this point? Like,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely very proud of myself.
yeah, it's
How
not,
can you not be, Like statistically I should be in jail or on drugs or, you know, in a bad place.
yeah,
Statistically, we're not set up to be successful. We're not set up to go out into the real world and be able to do the things that other people do that don't have those circumstances.
Yeah.
So definitely, yeah, definitely very proud of myself, and there's still more work to be done, and I
yeah.
know that. So it's never ending.
It's incredible. In fact, Harmony,
Wow.
who we just recently interviewed, said that it's like, what they do to young people, like in the system, and like not addressing their mental health or not supporting them or not checking up if they're getting, if they're okay. It's like they're creating the next cycle of, you know,
Yes.
kids that offend,
Yeah.
things like that. And another perspective as well, Erin shared that all she ever saw was that statistic that young people leaving state care get early parents are this or that or don't complete their education, which, so you, Theresa, like Fraser, Erin, and others that we've interviewed, they've all completed their education.
Oh, great.
They've all, like, one's a store manager for a well-known retail store. Another person, Fraser, manages a cafe of 32 people.
That's amazing.
But he said if he was given, he'd be a millionaire for the amount of times he needed help since transitioning from care.
Yeah.
So it doesn't end. Like, this is the thing that you're teaching us, you and others are teaching us, that just because young people are transitioning from care and getting things together and having the healing, they've had some, I guess, healing in their lives, and they're able to complete their education. It doesn't end there. They've still got there's so much to do. Yeah. But
So much to do. So much.
I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I love
Thank you.
Yeah.
And go.
Very uplifting. Yeah, and very encouraging, because you can
Incredible.
tell, that you've got so much strength and resilience.
Absolutely.
That you won't. As you were saying, like you made that decision. I'm not going to be a victim. And I think that shows a lot of courage and determination. And so that's the reason I think that you are where you are today, because you've decided. Obviously it's still not easy. As you said, you're still learning, as we all are. Sort of, life throws things at, and you've got to deal with it. But you're well on your way. So it's very exciting what the future holds for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I can feel just the heart of the father, like, because I know Brendan's a father, but just the cheering on that you're getting from above, just like he would be so proud of you. And I guess that I keep feeling that, maybe because I'm like a daughter myself, and I just feel how proud my father is, even though I can't see him now. But I just feel, you know, your father having met you and seeing your strength,
Mm.
you know, incredible.